The great thing about rivers is fish don't move that far. They don't. They kind of got a base area where they live at. They rarely ever travel. I'd say less than a half a mile. They usually live in a river system. They got just certain places that they can be and certain places they can't be. So the structural preferences, you know, like early in the year, you're going to concentrate, like at home when the water's cold. The whole key is current breaks, the lack of current. You want to, like eddies, you're looking for either seams in the current. Anybody doing trout fishing here? You know how you fish the seams where it's called, I call it a rub. You know, you got one current going away and it makes a rub, and it makes it go backwards. Somewhere they're going to be in that rub. And you know, and it's pretty simple. I mean, I try to keep my fishing simple. I was talking about it before. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You got things that's your go-to stuff that you fish a lot, and I keep it basic. I keep it simple. Okay, in my book, there's 3 types of rivers. You have a natural river, a man-made river, which is like, you know, the Tennessee River was natural, but, you know, the Tennessee Valley came along, they dammed it up, and it has a scheduled release, like they schedule releases of water they're going to release. And then you got tidal rivers. Tidal rivers are probably the more, of all of those 3 rivers, is probably the most consistent on being able to, you know, the sun comes up, goes down, the moon comes up, the moon goes down. That's all. The tidal is created by the rise and fall of the moon. So if that moon breaks, then you can say that tidal's out. You know, but as long as that moon's coming up and going down, it's just consistent. We ain't worried about the government, you know, how much power generation or how much electricity we need generated. So those are the 3 types of rivers, and they all fish kind of the same. The tidal rivers, they fish a little bit different, but for me, it's like, go to the next one there, Bill. Seasonal areas, this is what I'm going to get into. Like at home, on the river, as you can see right here, this is what I was going to tell you about. But once those fish spawn, what they're going to do is they're going to pull out on the edge of these ledges and stuff, and then they're going to rest up there for about 2 weeks. That's what I usually give, about 2 weeks. They're going to feed up, and then they're going to come back shallow again. Like up in the river portions, they won't go as deep as I talked about. I may have told you earlier they go to that 8 to 15 foot range, but when you're up in the river portions of the lake, they're going to go to that 5 foot, 8 foot or less range. And then usually the grass is up by then. We've got good grass edges. We got hydrilla, milfoil, and that's when I like to. That's when it gets fun for me. That's when, like you heard JT talking about, you know, his whole thing was on flipping mats. Well, that's what's happened on the river now. You get on the edge of the river channel and you go. You may go a mile and not get a bite, but then the next 20 yards is pure heaven. You know, it's 5-pounder after 5-pounder or even bigger. But what I like to do is I like to flip between a 3/4 and a 1 ounce range tungsten sinker with a TK 130 trocar hook, bobber stop, 65 pound torque braid on a 795 Powell Max 3D rod, 6/8 to 1 Lew's magnesium reel, and there's 2 baits that I flip. These are the only 2. It's either a Zoom Z Hog or a Zoom Z Crawl. And my favorite color that I catch them on no matter where I go is California 420. It's that or a black and blue. Pretty simple. The reason I like the 420, it mimics a bluegill, it mimics crawfish. It's got all the colors in. It's got a little bit of green pumpkin. It's got a little bit of black. It's got a little bit of red. It's just a all-around diverse color. It mimics a lot of different things. And that's probably one of my favorite times of the year is that period of time, because in that period of time will even roll around all the way. That pattern will hold good all the way through coming into the fall. And then you'll have to switch to throwing frogs and stuff like that in the fall. But that really is, that'll be a good deal all the way from, say, June through September, October.
Welcome to Bass University TV, an online video training course where you'll learn champion bass fishing techniques from pro anglers Pete Glusek, Mike Iaconelli, and their talented special guests. From on the water to in the classroom, you'll learn sound techniques and strong fundamental bass fishing skills. Watch hours of video content on multiple topics at your own pace for a low monthly fee. Cancel at any time. Information is power in the sport of fishing, so learn from the very best. Subscribe to Bass University TV today.